hello, welcome to the stream. Let's test if the audio works. Oh, my headphones don't want to work. Hello, hello. Well, hopefully the audio works fine. Hey, Waffle Fries, how's it going? Let me pull up the chat on the side. All right, I think this is good enough. Yeah, should work fine. So, what's going to be happening today is more options assemble of the PGU NU Gundam and probably starting some final steps on the armor. I have done all of the fin funnels and most of this week. Actually, it took me quite a while this week to get the fin funnels all assembled. There's a lot of parts, but I also decided to silver line all of the insides here. And silver lining always takes a hell of a lot of time because you have to kind of carefully lay all the silver paint and then clean up. Takes ages with the silver lining, but the end result is pretty decent though. Like, I mean, now it's all those like shiny bits, silvery bits, in addition to the stickers. Because out of the box, you apply stickers here, silver stickers, and stickers here. But all of the rest of it is kind of dull, but there is a lot of detail molded in. So I figured silver lining would give it some extra pop. And given there are 6 massive fin funnels, it seems like this sticker fell off. There are 6 massive fin funnels, so all of that detail takes a while to work out. Well, this sticker is a dud. I'm gonna have to replace that. You just started on the inner frame for the Osiris arms? Oh, dude, that kit is phenomenal. Hopefully you're enjoying that build. What do you think about it so far? Yeah, so all 6 fin funnels are done. On the other side of the fin funnels, they want you to apply some stickers, like more 3D stickers. Not too many though, and there is some inner frame that comes through on the armor. So what I did, I actually silver lined the parts of the inner frame that are supposed to stick out through the armor. And I also did my usual the thrusters kind of things. I did the silver lining on them and also on these dots and panel line them, so they look pretty banging right now. So yeah, I think they're turning out pretty well, the fin funnels, all 6 of them. And I've also completed the shield. The shield is pretty straightforward. There's nothing like super duper insane about it. It has this transformation gimmick, but the underlying plastic is detailed enough to where I didn't feel like I needed to touch it. On the inside though, I did a bunch of silver lining as well. And I also did a lot of silver lining on this side of the shield, because otherwise it would be just gray dull plastic like this one. But instead I kind of chrome coated it so it looks a bit more eye-catchy, I guess. I think I might also silver line these individual kind of dots and pops on the shield as well, so it stands out a bit more in a few places. But yeah, shoulders are pretty straightforward assembly. It has a transformation gimmick, actually 2, I think. This hatch opens up, yep, and these 2 on the side open up, and there is like a metal etching part on top, which doesn't stick very well, by the way. And just earlier today I finished the bazooka. Granted, none of the decals are done yet on any of these, but on the bazooka I did also add more silver detail. So I did silver detail on the gun ammo holder, whatever is the magazine, I guess, rocket magazine, because otherwise this is just gray parts. So I added some silver there, silver here. All of these parts have been silver lined and cleaned up, so they kind of come through a bit more. So yeah, I'm quite happy how this is turning out so far. Bazooka is quite an elaborate build. There's a lot of like twist and turn mechanics that put it together, and it's hefty. And it's also quite large. It's longer than my forearm. Yeah, massive. Massive bazooka. So yeah, quite a substantial build. I haven't done the rifle yet, and I think we're gonna build the rifle now, and then we're gonna do the armor. Let's check out the chat. Yeah, I totally agree with you. The Osiris is super duper detailed, and indeed the chest LEDs are super cramped. I think I had to modify, like cut out a few parts on the inside to give LEDs enough space on my Osiris. I don't remember if I mentioned it on the video. It's been a few months, but yeah, those chest LEDs they also, even if you do the like USB mod, a USB power mod for your Osiris, when you turn on and off the power, the LEDs on the chest do not stay on. So you actually need to use the chin. So there is a button inside the chest that you press with the chin of the kit. So once you assemble the head unit, you have to kind of tilt down the head. So like I have the PGU NU here. I'm gonna put it in front of the camera so you can kind of see what I mean. So imagine like the button is right here under the chin. You have to kind of twist down or angle down the head to press the button like this. And you have to do it every time you want LEDs to turn on and off. And it's really annoying because on the quad wings on the Osiris, they actually have a positional switch on the inside. So if the wing is half open or full open, the switch is always on. So if you turn on the power or there are batteries, they will always light up. But on the chest, you have to press the button every time, which is a bit annoying if you are going towards the LED gimmick mod. I did that on mine, and I even pressed the chest button for a few days, and then I got fed up with it. Pressing that button all the time. So, but that kit is phenomenal. And I also came across, an interesting listing on Gundam for the LED kit for PGU NU Gundam. I'm very excited about that. I just pre-ordered it. The binders, yep. Get ready for the binders. Just be patient, and even if you are not doing the binders on the Osiris, check out my either review or build time lapse. So the Osiris out of the box, the LED parts inside the binders, they are connected by thin wires, and the way the inner frame there is constructed can actually easily damage the wires. It can cut them in half. So just mind that, like very carefully route those wires, and even if you route them correctly, they can still be cut by the inner frame plastic. So just keep an eye on that. I think I mentioned it in one of my videos. It's definitely a separate post on my channel, like under community posts. But yeah, there is a... So the same company that made the PGU unicorn, PGU, what was that name? PGU RX-72, that super duper detailed LED kit for it. They just made a PGU NU LED kit, and they also include the fin funnel LEDs there. So very much looking forward to that. Pre-ordered the Q2 26, hopefully sooner than that. But it seems like I'm definitely going to be revisiting. I'm going to be revisiting this kit fairly soon when those LEDs arrive. I'm surprised that what's their name? I'm surprised that Cosmos had not still announced anything for PGU NU Gundam. I would have thought they would want to, be on top of things, but no. All right, so let's get the rifle, beam rifle done. Need a few runners here. Let's find them. A5, there we go. C5, gold-plated. That is not C5. That is C5. Little chamber unit. F7 red. That is F7. M1 white. M1 should be somewhere here. If it didn't fall on the floor right now. Let's see. That is not M1. M1, M1, M1. Where are you? That is not M1. That is not M1. That is M1. Nice. So yeah, definitely getting done the beam rifle done on this stream. See how that turns out. B5, D4. B5 is gray. Nope. It should be light gray. It should be somewhere nearby. Here's D4. U5. That is U5. Let's snap it off. XA6. I know that one. I've seen it before. I think I'm on my creaky chair. I need to change the chair. Hey, welcome to the stream. 600, what is it, 600 US or any other currency? Need to find P5. Where the hell did I put it? I could have cut it off. US. That is, let me check. I can tell you how much it goes for at the moment in Canada, but I think it's actually not a bad deal. 600. It's a crazy priced kit though. Like it's just an expensive kit. There's no way around it, unfortunately. Yeah, it's we have a couple in Canada. It seems like a couple of our stores out here have it for, let me see, it's in one store for 780 Canadian. That would be 780 CAD to USD. 571 is the best deal. US 571 USD is the best deal you can find for it in Canada. Gypsy Danger, which Gypsy Danger did you buy? Heavy Mecha or Gong or something else? Where is that runner? Runner P5. Did I cut it off already? Oh, dude, Heavy Mecha. I hope, if you haven't seen my review of it, I absolutely love that thing. It was my favorite figure of 2025. I'm selling my Gong because having Heavy Mecha, I don't see a reason to keep Gong figure. It is such a cool figure, such a cool figure. What do you think about it? Do you like it? U5 XA6. Okay, so this should be somewhere here, XF6. These tiny runners that you get left at the end of the build is a bit difficult to sort through. Do I need to? No, I don't need this. Best will ever be. Well, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I remember when I bought Gong figure, I was absolutely floored by it. I was disappointed though that the Gong figure did not have the big ship thingy accessory that you use as a sword. But then, okay, this goes there. Sorry, I'm trying to find the right runners to start cutting them off while I'm chatting. The Gong was really good. Hey Pirate, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Hey, thank you very much. Yeah, Gong was pretty good. It didn't have the that super duper important accessory, in my opinion, that you must have if you're making a mech of Gypsy Danger figure, the ship that uses a sword on Rumble on the Dock scene. But yeah, Heavy Mecha is absolutely phenomenal. Really, really good. The only downside for me with the Heavy Mecha figure is I think the same for you, the LEDs. They are battery powered, magnets activated. That's a bit of a disappointment, honestly. They could have done and should have done better with that. There's definitely enough room where they could have gone the way Hot Toys goes with their more recent figures, where you have USB power and stuff like that. And they do it pretty seamlessly. So, yeah, Heavy Mech is good. I'm not a huge fan of Striker. I don't think I'm gonna be getting that one, but I would totally get it if I was a fan of that design. What I'm on the market for is the Cherno Alpha. I think that thing is mean as hell. Unfortunately, I didn't buy it when it originally came out. I wasn't quite into collecting that at that time yet. But I saw a couple of videos and pictures of people showing it off in their collections, and it looks dope. Like really, really, really mean. So if I ever can find it, I'll definitely add it to my collection. So I have XH1. Where is XH2? Oh, it's there. All right, cool. I think I'm gonna just start cutting things off. XF7 is cut off as well. All right, cool. There we go. That is XF7. We can put all of these back. Yeah, I don't know, like Infinity Studios or Heavy Mecha, whatever they call themselves. Yeah, definitely they have really good quality. Like the figure is proper heavy, like a lot of metal in it. A lot of accessories as well. I like the base. It's a bit generic though, because I noticed that they have the same base for all of their Gypsies or all of their Pacific Rim figures. But still, like, the figure itself is just phenomenal. Really, really, really good one. Oh, forgot to grab my nippers. Let's see what we're gonna use today. Basic one, Lightning of course, and maybe the Evangelion. Let's go fancy. XP6, I don't need that here, I believe. Nope. I think I didn't find a light gray P5. No, I did not. Yeah, so I saw churn on like resales in a few places, and it's crazy, like $500 and more. And I like it, but I don't like it that much. B4. Oh, there we go. There's B5. Good. Yeah, I'm almost done with it. The entire inner frame is already done. Here he is, like in front of me on the desk. I think it's right out of camera shot though. My lens is not wide enough, but here he is. It's been like that on my desk for what, a week now. It's all the time it's plugged in, so LEDs are shining 24/7, and they're gonna be like that until I get the LED kit for it from Unicorn company, and then we'll see how much fancier it's gonna look. Because that LED kit from Unicorn promises to add a direct Bandai LED replacement for the main body, and it also adds the effect parts and LEDs for each of the funnels. Similar to what Cosmos did for the real grade NU Gundam. Pre-order on Gundam, you'll get it for the the inner frame die cast? What do you mean die cast on what? Fat Cat? Dude, if they make a master grade Fat Cat, like exactly the same color scheme and inner frame and detail as we have on a real grade NU, I would buy that. I would buy that without even thinking. I like the master grade Verka, like it's a cool build, it looks cool, but I do not dig the, like, I like real grade more. I like it's way more detailed to my liking, and I like the color scheme of the real grade, and I have that, and it's one of my earliest real grade builds, and it has Cosmos LED set on it, and it's just a phenomenal kit. Looks great. I think I'll pose it side by side with the PGU NU Gundam once I get the Unicorn LED kit for this. For the kit, for which one? This kit, this doesn't have die cut. I mean, it's Bandai. They don't do metal inner frames. So PGU NU is all plastic. I don't know if anybody's gonna make a die cast kit for it. Maybe. I heard people had problems with the hip joints on it already. On the PGU NU Gundam. It's quite a hefty boy, and even though the joints are stiff, they're not stiff enough to pose it willingly. Gotta watch that. But yeah, I really need to hurry up with the PGU NU Gundam. I got my Fenrir yesterday. I cannot wait to start that. Not that I don't enjoy this. It's a phenomenal build. But already looking forward to the next. That Fenrir looks dope. Plus, all of the in-era kits I've done so far have been nothing short of amazing. So doing another one from the same maker, the expectations are very high. This is a tiny part, I better not lose it. No, this one is not a sample, but So a sample would be when, you know, somebody like me or some other YouTuber would get it directly from the manufacturer. Quite often you might get it for free, you might have to pay for it, but you would get it like before like actual initial release. What I sometimes or most of the time would get, because I work with Gundam somewhat closely, right? They would be able to send me a kit sometimes ahead of for like general shipments for customers, simply because I'm a slow builder. So I know it's already coming out, it's been sent out already to the customers, but I get it maybe like a week earlier than others in Canada or America. Lots of people in like closer to Asia countries are already getting theirs. It also depends on how soon you get in on a pre-order, right? They always ship out in order of full payment. So when you place a pre-order, you kind of put only deposit down, and then when they tell you like to pay the full price, it depends on who like pays that first. So for me, what I do is, if I know that I really want to get the kit as early as possible, I kind of arrange it with them to where I pay full price immediately. And they do their best to send it to me like as soon as they can. But it's not like it's not as fast as it would have been if I was like directly in touch with Inera, for example, to where, you know, if you follow some of the channels from China, like I follow one channel that always like is the first guy to get any of the Chinese releases, like way before even like Gundam it starts to send them out. So clearly that person works with manufacturers directly, because not only do they get a kit, they get it done way before anybody else's even shipments are out. Ideally, the goal is to do something like that, but at the moment I have, this is like my passion, the model kits and videos and stuff like that, but I have 2 full-time jobs outside of this. So time commitment is a luxury. Otherwise I would have finished the PGU NU probably the very first weekend I got it. But you know, I get to build a bunch on the weekends, especially with you guys. On the live streams now, I have like time where I have to sit down and build something, but during the week, by the time you get around to build, maybe get an hour in every day at best. Need to get on the loop there. I was going to be near the latter half of the year. I mean, yeah, I mean, Inera is pretty good at printing out their kits in large batches. So if you like Fanrear, I'm pretty sure they will restock it a bunch of times. Because Inera is like a big maker of kits and on third-party scene. From what I can gather, they don't do things like many other vendors do, where they're like lesser known ones. They make one design, they print it out, and it's all FOMO. Like if you didn't get it in the first run, well, SOL. With Inera, it seems like, you know, they're here to stay, and their designs and releases, unless you like speaking about some limited edition ones. But I would imagine something like Fanrear, like the basic Fanrear, is going to be reprinted and reprinted many times. So you shouldn't feel like you have to buy it immediately. Just buy it whenever, you know, you see it in stock. Hey, if you use SKH reviewer code and Gundam it, appreciate extra support. Yeah, and you know, then you'll get it, and it's in your backlog forever, or until you build it. We'll have to keep our backlog topped off. YOLO Park, yeah. I built YOLO Park over 2 years ago. It was actually one of my very first model kits I've ever built. I think, yeah, I built it in summer a couple of years ago. That kit, I was not prepared for it. I was way too new to the hobby and way too unprepared, like not skilled enough to do it justice. But I was also conscious enough to not butcher it too much. So, but the build itself is phenomenal. Like that kit is so detailed, it's crazy. It has so many tiny, tiny parts. The mechanical design is really cool. I really enjoyed building the YOLO Park Optimus Prime model kit. And then, like a year after I did the Optimus Prime, and when I, got more experience under my belt with model kits, I revisited it, cleaned up a bunch of stuff, and I wired custom blue LEDs into the head unit. And I also painted the axe. So now that bad boy is on a shelf next to my perfect grade red Astray, which also has a bunch of custom LEDs in it. So they're like two mean muggers. I did throw them into the reach. Having big hands kind of sucks on small pieces like Yellow Park Prime's spinal. Dude, I don't have large hands. I have pretty small hands, but even I struggled on the YOLO Park. That thing is like some third parties, like for example Osiris. If you're working on Osiris, Access Model Osiris, or if you worked on like Sky Defender or some other like well-known third-party big kits, they would have a lot of small, and they would have a lot of small parts, but they would be still at least like human-friendly kind of parts. I still think that Optimus Prime thing is just straight up mean. Like those tiny parts, they want you to hate your life. They're really tight fit, they're really, really small, they're really sharp. But it's worth it. Like you pay your blood toll and rage toll with that kit, and when you have it done, you're like, ooh. Yeah. I believe on that kit you have, on Optimus Prime, you have die-cast joints, like a couple of them. I think it was in the waist, like a lower body where it inserts into the waist, lower torso, and I think shoulders? I don't remember. I think that's what it was. But it was like, whatever. Like, what do they do, those two joints? It doesn't really matter. If anything, quite often having a metal joint, like a metal peg, is actually detrimental because metal against plastic doesn't always work out well. Like one pretty good example there is if you did or plan on doing Sky Defender from Ain't Industries. That thing comes with actually two joint options out of the box. In a few places you can use metal joints or you can use POM joints. And it's hands down go POM all the way. It's much better for articulation. Metal joints, they look pretty cool in the video. I went and did metal joints because they give extra shine for the filming and stuff like that. But practically, they are not practical. When the entire inner frame is metal, like what Motor Nuclear does, they pre-assemble parts of the inner frame in metal and then you layer inner frame plastic on top. That's the best approach in my opinion. Because as a builder, you get to enjoy full construction experience. I'm not a very big fan when like entire inner frame is pre-assembled out of the box as metal. That's a bit boring. But what inner frame does, Motor Nuclear does, I think is the best of both worlds, where you have like a core part, pre-assembled metal, and then you layer a bunch of plastic on top of it. That makes it really sturdy and gives you like really good experience as a builder. Dude, I'm so happy I bought the lightning nippers a couple of weeks ago. They've saved me so much time cleaning out parts over the last few weeks. There are so many situations where if you get like a good cut with a lightning nipper, you don't even need a knife. Sometimes you still do, but it saves you a bunch of time. Didn't think they would be that good. Well, if you ever consider doing any third-party kits, yeah, just consider doing maybe. Well, it all depends on the design you like, but if you go with some more like known brands, like in Era, Infinite Dimension, which is effectively the same brand, or Ainta Industries, if you like their design, the building experience will be on par, if not better, than Gunpla. I mean, Bandai does phenomenal stuff, really good plastic quality, really good manuals and stuff like that. But modern third party from like a well-known brand easily rivals them. Lots of people don't like the design, and a lot of designs are derivatives of the originals from Bandai, which, sometimes turns people off. But some of them are like really still pretty well designed. The plastic quality is absolutely there. There's a lot of undergating going on. The manuals are really good, and if you happen to decide to build something like Sky Defender, then chances are it might be the best building experience in this hobby you will ever have, or you will have had until something better comes out, because Sky Defender is absolutely next level on everything. The plastic, the design, the part separation, the gimmicks, the manual is like an omnibus. It's phenomenal. Everything about Sky. I will never stop praising that kit. Mosho toys, even I don't know if you collect them. No. I actually have a few Mosho toys. I have Date Masamune. I have Mosho toys Marquis of Wuchang. And I was also thinking about buying Mosho toys Albion of the Lake. They are figures though. They are not model kits. They do make model kits though. I know that they have like Date Masamune model kits. They are cheaper, they are smaller, but they are model kits. Though I've been collecting, sorry, I'm trying to find something to throw these bits and pieces out without having to use a vacuum cleaner, because that would be loud. Actually, I'm gonna mute my microphone for a second, vacuum it up. I'll be back in a second. And I'm back. Yeah, so I because I've been collecting hot toys for the last year or so, I actually packaged, like I cleaned up my Mosho figures, like the Date Masamune and Marquis of Wuchang. I like fully dusted them, carefully packed them in the original boxes and put them up on a marketplace for like dirt cheap. They're cool, but they're not unique enough. Like they age poorly. When I first bought them, I thought they were the coolest thing ever. But the further I got into the hobby and the more model kits I built, I was like, well, I prefer displaying model kits because you kind of build more, I don't know, like kind of attraction to the model kit. Not attraction, attraction is not the right word. But you put so much time into the model kit that you have some like sentiment towards it and you want to actually display it. Every time you see it, it's like, oh, that's something I made. And if you do that with for the figure to kind of deserve the same spot on the shelf space, to me that figure needs to be like really, really, really good. And it happens so that the Hot Toys figures I've collected so far resonate with me a bit more. So I just replaced my Mosho figures with Hot Toys. Oh, I missed out a bunch of messages. Baghdad Designs, Mosho Toys. Yep, do I like Vanguard? Vanguard, in Era Vanguard. I don't remember what kit that is. I'll have to look it up. Hot Toys collector, nice. Yeah, absolutely. Like when you build something yourself, you feel like, oh, that's my thing. And when it's just a figure, not to take away anything from figure collectors, but there is like levels to that game. And when I was looking at my shelf and I need a shelf space for my heavy mecha, I was like, well, what is it going to be? Gypsy Danger or Date Masamune? And, you know, turned out the choice was very, very simple. It was very easy. It didn't take much deliberation. I don't have a single Iron Man figure from Hot Toys yet. I would like to. But I want one of the like older designs, not one of the newer ones. And I haven't come across them yet on for a good price or new. But I have big plans for Hot Toys reviews this year. I have a bunch in my backlog waiting. I just recently got a notification that my Scorched Xenomorph is on the way. That should look really cool in the collection. XH, that should be gray parts. Just like that. Nice, it has some like opening gimmicks here. Let's see where it takes us. That part goes here. And this one clicks in here. Oh, so it does the transformation. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. XF. That'll be these two gray parts at the back. Probably like that. Seems like I can maybe silver line them. Doesn't want to turn. There we go. Let's lock it in place. XA6, that would be something silver. I like that. Oh, this is very reminiscent of the MGSD, where you have like silver plastic under the transparent plastic, but silver plastic has some detail molded into it rather than being flat. It's a good touch. Happy to see they do it in other kits. XF6, that would be this. You want it to stick out like that. Why does it not want to slide in? Stop it. Don't run away. Oh, come on. Maybe I can put it in here first. Oh, this little part is annoying. Let's see if we can fix it in place maybe somehow. Or maybe it's not this part that goes there. Yep. 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 Do we want to silver line this? Probably. Yeah, a detail like this that comes through the outer armor would be really good to always silver line for extra bling. So let's disconnect it for now. Let's see what other parts can be silver lined here. Okay, so this part goes here. You want to stick out on the side. And in here we want the silver line. Maybe here and here. I think that would look pretty cool. Let's get a silver lining pen in action. I don't fully paint my kits quite yet. I don't have an airbrush set up because I live in an apartment, and for an airbrush you need like a large space if you want to do it indoors, or like you need to have a garage for it. So that kind of prevents me from doing airbrush. But what I do is I do like a bunch of detailing with markers, and I sometimes do also painting with markers. Like if you check out my PGU RX-78 build, I painted pilots on that kit with Army Painter speed paint markers. So that's about the extent to which I go at the moment in my builds. Maybe I'll start brushing more my kits in near future. At the moment I'm quite content silver lining, panel lining, detailing with markers, and painting with markers. But mad respect to people that do a really good job painting. That's an art. Do you? Do you paint your builds? Does it stay permanent with the method you said with markers? Yeah, I mean it's unless you erase markers with like a thinner, paint thinner or equivalent, it stays on pretty well. I've applied, I've painted a lot of my different kits like that. And all, yeah, some of them have been with that detail for a couple of years, and they stay beautiful. But I'm also like, once I detail them up and do stuff like that, I try to be extremely cautious with them, even during filming for the video. Because I kind of treat my builds as like my builds rather than, you know, a product that is to be discarded away after I'm done filming. So I really want to kind of be proud of what I accomplished, so never kind of try to rush my build or get it out of the way just for the sake of a video. Come on, I can detach you a little part. You always spray paint yours? Nice. Yeah, I have a buddy that does the same. And I also, somebody told me on the stream the other day that some people prefer to panel line their kits on the runners This is a method I personally have never tried before, but I can understand the merit. The most spray painting I've done was when the weather is good in Toronto. I like to top coat my builds, but that always comes at the very end of the build, when all the decals are applied, all the detailing is done, and then giving it a coat of shine or flat. Always a nice experience. So I try to hold off like kits that I know I want to top coat for the better weather months out here. So for example, this upcoming summer, I'm thinking I will get the Mark V done, because I've had that in my backlog for a few years now. It's a phenomenal Gundam design. It's a Bandai Master Grade kit, and it's huge and it's all blue, and Bandai blue plastic looks like poop out of the box, so you know you have to either paint it or top coat it to make it look decent. So hopefully this summer I'll get around to doing that. But other than that, as you can see, like right now I've silver lined the inner frame under this armor, so it gives a nice metallic shine. And I do it with a marker. It's a DSPIA electroplated marker, chrome silver. Yeah, and now it's while the paint is wet, and it's going to be wet for a few hours, I just need to avoid touching it because it's very easy to smudge it up. But when it is done, I can show you. Done earlier this week the shield, and I've done silver plating on the shield here. It's actually quite sturdy. Like, I can touch it, it doesn't break up. But this metal detail, you can do the same with other markers. There's a bunch of metallic markers from DSPIA and other brands, and I have a whole lot of them, and I use them to add extra detail for my kits. Yeah, panel lining is definitely, it's like, you know, everything in this hobby, you do what you like. Not what somebody tells you to do, really. Yeah, if you're trying out markers, yeah, check out, there's a lot of different ones. I have, obviously the silver plated markers are some of the most common. I use them the most. I have a couple of markers from Ray Studio on the way, also silver. I wanna compare them, but these are from DSPIA. You can find them on like something like AliExpress. They're really cheap. Then if you want to try DSPIA metallic markers, they will look like this, and they'll have soft tips like that, like markers that you would like draw with. And yeah, they're very easy to use, very easy to clean up as well. If you let them dry up, they are pretty sturdy, but they're definitely not as sturdy as your airbrush or spray paint. And then there's also really good markers are from AK Interactive, especially real colors. They have really wide range of colors available there. They are soft tip, but it's like a hard fine tip, and these are really good for highlighting, like really good for highlighting, especially if you like get a bunch of brighter colors. You want to draw like fine lines on your miniatures or pilot figures. Really good choice. So yeah, highly recommend checking that out. All right, let's try to get this rifle done. But yeah, for me it's like when I build a part, I would attach the armor, I would see what I want to do with it, if I want a silver line under it or not. then I would detach it, I would do the actual silver lining, and I go back to it. So it's kind of makes everything take longer. So it's less than efficient or fast. A lot of pondering going on. And now that the other side paint is wet, I'm gonna have to put it in a vise so I can get this side done. Hell yeah, markers are good, man. No shame in that. Adding a little bit extra detail. And if you want to give panel line a try, but like for example, if you want a panel line, you know, without worrying about enamel panel liner damaging the non-PS plastic, or just want easier time working with a panel liner, check out water-based panel liners. They're pretty much just really thin water-based paints. Steady does make them. I use them a whole lot as of late. They look like this. They're just a couple of bucks on Amazon. Oh no, not on Amazon. Well, maybe it might be on Amazon in the US, but here in Canada you can only buy them through AliExpress. Because this is water-based panel liner, it's completely not destructive to the plastic, and it's super easy to remove. Actually, just a clear Q-tip is enough to wipe it off. So you can just flood the part with it, and it does wonders. Makes like inner frame panel lining really easy. You have that? Yeah, nice. Yeah, steady is good. Which colors you got? Vehicle kits. Oh, nice. What do you think about this panel liner? I find it's pretty good, but it's like the fact that it's water-based makes it so you can smudge it up, like you can wipe it away unintentionally, sometimes a bit too easily. Do you agree? Or is your experience different? Come on, we can snap it together. There we go. Okay, and my fingers are still clean. Very good. Not bad. Yeah, I agree. I wish they made more colors steady for this panel liner. The water-based one. That would be nice. This goes here, and this goes here. Oops, forgot to clean this up. It's like this blue part on the gun. It looks pretty bad out of the box. And they give it some... It's interesting because out here at the top, they give it some texture, so it looks not too bad. Like this part looks pretty decent. It has like slight texture, matte texture. But this part is just straight up shiny poop. So had the weather been fine now, I would have top coated this without even a second thought. But instead it's got to go in like this. Maybe when I'm gonna revisit this kit with the LED set, I might actually top coat some of the parts so they'll look a bit better. But for now, it shall be judged on the merit of its plastic alone. Huh. Was that not attached here? Oh. I'm an idiot. I forgot to attach the barrel. There we go. Let's put this back in here and very carefully slide it into place. All right, that looks not too bad. Let's put it back in the vise so I don't smudge up the paint. Let's see what the next page says. A few more details. So I got a camera with a sticker. Where's the sticker? '96. That would be somewhere here. There we go. Come on. There we go. I kind of appreciate how many 3D stickers they give in this kit, but at the same time, oh, it's a bit a lot. It's much, quite a lot. Although, at some points it feels like incrustation, you know, like some precious gems. In some of the inner frame parts, when you add the 3D stickers there, it just looks expensive. I think all this detail will remain open. And last but not least, we have the magazine. I think I forgot to attach the ender barrel. Yep, I have. Magazine is in. The ender barrel is right here. The notch is at the back. Oops. Oh, come on. Very nice. So I think a little bit of pen liner. I'm surprised there's no stickers go here. Like nowhere. Wow. Really, that's it. I would have expected more parts to go into the beam rifle, not gonna lie. I would have thought they would put some things around here for more detail. Like something here maybe, some here. But no, they say you're supposed to be done with it now. Well, I'm not done with it. I'm gonna add more detail to it. Because I think it deserves it. Let's get paper towel back. This is from somewhere else. So what I think I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna add more silver lining, some panel lining. Yeah, might as well add the silver lines to the shield. Yeah, it's detail time. My superfine marker here. Where's my Tamiya pen liner? Black one and gray one. This bazooka is ready for decals. I think I'm gonna do the shield first and put it aside. Let's put the shield right here. Just carefully add some silver here on these parts of the inner frame that come through. Then I'm gonna have to clean it up. But I think it will make them stand out a bit more. Because otherwise they're just like gray parts that poke through. Might even add it here. Uh-oh, the tip disconnected. The hell? Oh, that's a first. Okay, back in action. I'm gonna have to give it some time to dry up. Then it should be easy cleanup job there. Now to the beam rifle. Definitely want to pen align it. There's a bunch of white plastic that has a lot of good looking grooves. Actually, I think I can zoom in a little bit so you can better see what I'm pen aligning. There you go. Hopefully that looks better. Let's get this part looking pretty. How about that? It's coming along nicely. It's going to be one beautiful gun. I need to move the focus up a little bit here. I can move it up right here so you can better see it. There we go. Let me know in the chat if it loses focus. Oh, this looks pretty good. bit of black panel liner on the red part, just for more detail. And this is starting to look pretty good, if I say so myself. Maybe a little more chrome detail here at the back. Like that, and like that. And a little dot here. Alright, now on to the other side. Although I do not like how this looks. This is a pretty disgusting knob mark. Let's see if I can clean it up a notch. Arm inner frame done. Nice. Congratulations. Any struggle with that? Lock in, dude. That entire Osiris kit had me locked in. The entire build time, I was like, whew, we're in business here. Gotta concentrate. Gotta be on my A game. Do you plan on like painting yours or anything like that? Looks pretty good even if you don't paint it. I believe on the Osiris, even though they use colored plastic, all of it, almost all of it, had some sort of texture. Mine is not painted, and I'd argue it still looks pretty decent. Not even top coated. Let's chunk all of these around. Dude, after you're done with the Osiris, building something like the PGU NU Gundam, if you go that way, will feel like a break. Because Osiris is just ultra detailed. I know that company, panel lined every runner. Yeah, I think it was you who told me last weekend about panel lining on the runners before cutting off the parts. It's still on my to-do list to try. I still haven't tried it. I keep forgetting because it's just I have that kind of process that I follow. If I don't actively think about it, I won't change that process. But I definitely should give it a try. I know that the same company that built Osiris, they are the ones who made the GP02 Solomon. And for the GP02, they released a transparent, like mechanical clear kit for it. I have both in my backlog, and soon enough I'm going to build them. But I wonder if they plan on doing a mechanical clear set, armor set for Osiris, because I think I would love to do that. Osiris's inner frame is easily one of the most intricate and beautiful ones. I remember building it and just marveling at how good the inner frame looks. I made a bunch of videos on it as well. I think I even posted a standalone full-length video on the inner frame. It just looks so cool. Yeah, for sure. If they make clear armor, I would definitely snag that, and I would make it half open hatches like I did with my perfect grade RX-72, and half clear. I also hope though that Bandai does the same for PGU NU Gundam, because just like with the Osiris, PGU NU inner frame is phenomenal. It's more vibrant than the Osiris. Definitely more vibrant because it has like more colors, there's different shades of gold and stuff like that. And it's a shame to cover it up. I think what I might end up doing for my PGU NU is actually, which one's the silver line here? I might even not put armor on one side of my PGU NU Gundam. I might only put armor on one side. Because its armor is more monolithic. With RX-72 armor was ultra mechanical, like a lot of tiny hatches and stuff like that. With PGU NU, armor seems to be more seamless, more... Yeah. You might hand paint multi-detail when it comes out. So when what comes out? The clear armor? Is that confirmed? I was just speculating. Like, I hope they make clear armor for Osiris, but I do not know if it's a fact. If it is, then it's marvelous news. Absolutely marvelous. Also means I need to find it and buy it immediately. I think it's dry now, and we could clear it up. Where do I grab it? Here. It better come out soon. I really hope that it's also priced well. I remember the Solomon itself, Isalis, was pretty well priced kit. It was a bit of a weird release because the price fluctuated quite a lot, because I think it was super popular when it got announced, like super duper popular, so people just flocked to it. But the MSRP of the kit was fairly reasonable, and I got it before all that speculation stuff. But then I got the clear armor set, and it also came with the missile launcher expansion set, and it was like less than 50 bucks for both. Like really, really good value. I hope they make the same for the Osiris, like good value stuff. I know that if Bandai makes clear armor set for PGU NU, that's gonna cost freaking 300 bucks. At least, probably. Still gonna have to buy it begrudgingly. But hopefully Access Model, or whatever they call themselves, Solomon Company, does not pull a Bandai on us. Let's clean out these panel lines and see how good this gun looks. I think on my Osiris, I didn't paint the inner frame, but I definitely did my usual shtick with the silver detail, and I used a whole lot of steady water-based panel liner on it. That inner frame is just marvelous on Osiris. I think on the hands especially, they had that really cool gimmick. On Osiris, on the gimmick, they have like, yeah, I think it's on Osiris, like a Spider-Man. You can flick the wrist and the sword hilt slides out, which looks really cool. Like, it's hard to see that, especially when all of the armor is there, but it's such a nice, cool gimmick to have. Like, really cool storage option for a sword hilt, not somewhere on a waist. Devil Gundam, yeah, I saw that. I think Gundam had put it up for pre-order quite a while ago. I immediately placed pre-order for it. I saw some pictures of it next to a real grade God Gundam, I believe, and it looks humongous. I honestly have no idea where I would even display that thing, but there is zero chance I'm not buying it and not building it. This is shaping up to be a pretty nice looking gun. Whoever is making that Devil Gundam, I hope they do a good job. I really do. It's a monumental undertaking. Didn't realize I was out of shot. Let's slide back in shot right here. Oh, cool. This is gonna look pretty cool when it's done. I don't think they have many decals that go into here. So panel lining is definitely giving it a bit more life. Nice, clean. Very clean. I like that. I'm gonna need a glove. Don't want to touch the thinner. Let's clean up the silver. That's the messy part. Cleaning up the chrome is not easy. Takes a few passes. Although it's not much to clean up here. Very nice. I like how this is shaping up. SNWA, yeah, which ones do you have in mind? SNA kits? I've built a few, I think, on the channel. Yeah, I have, definitely. But they like release them like hotcakes. So many. Zero chance I can keep up with that. They are really good quality though. Seem like they seem their own design. I've done their Firelord. Was pretty good. A bit plain, but good. The plastic quality was good. No complaints really. I have a couple of their smaller kits in a backlog, like Tristan, I think. And some other one. But they definitely have a niche. Like they make these medieval mecha type of things. They make them good quality and they make them really good price. Kudos to them, man. Have you built any of the SNAA kits? I don't know how to exactly pronounce the name of the brand. Just call them SNAA. Phantom Firelord. That one might be sold out. It's the one that has two color effect parts. Yeah, I mean the Firelord in general, I've built a regular one. And I think I did like a deep dive on in the review what's good, what's not good about it. It's a pretty good kit. It was pretty good value as well. Plastic was good from what I remember. I did not like that it didn't have an action base. So I repurposed an action base, a spare one I had for it. It has amazing lance. It is also extremely spiky. The effect parts on it, they are sharp as needles. I poked myself more than once. Granted, that probably is due to my own negligence and clumsiness. But if you decide to build Firelord, it might make you pay the blood toll. Just a little bit. But the final result is well worth it. The Firelord is a cool looking dude. With that shield and lance. It's like a blend between Motor Nuclear's heavy sci-fi design and something like In Era's way more mechanical design. It's a nice balance, really. Firelord, that is. If you can snag it at a good price. Plastic tax. Well, plastic tax is just our wallets getting drained, right? That's the plastic tax. But sometimes when we build a kit, it might demand more than just your money and your time. Sometimes it demands your blood. That's when you know it's good. Might sound like a junkie now. I don't have a problem. Because admitting you have a problem is the first step. We're not getting there. We only buy more kits. That's what we do here. Backlog never stops. But yeah, if you decide to get the Phantom one, definitely give that a shot. Give that a try, I guess is the right word. But even if you go for the regular one, I think the Phantom one is maybe cooler because it uses silver parts versus minty parts. And that was really the only kind of, not even negative, but it's a comment I made on it, because mint color for the armor parts is very, it's kind of not for everyone. I think the original decision on their part to have minty armor parts might have hampered that kit's popularity, because it's not for everyone. They could have gone first with a safer option of having one color effect parts and silver armor. I think that would have been more palatable for the wider audience. So clearly in the Phantom version they changed the armor parts to plated silver, which should probably increase the cost of the kit. And they made two color effect parts. I think if they originally rolled out just silver armor and one color effect parts, that kit would have been even more successful. That's just my opinion. And I think that is it for the beam rifle. Let's give it a second to dry up, and in the meantime I can clear out the shield. It has a bunch of silver lining on it that needs some cleaning. Oh, this is gonna look dope. I can already see it. Dude, silver lining is like a cheat code. Need a French Q-tip. It's a bit messy. Silver lining, that is. But is it worth it? Let's look on the other side. And another pass real quick. I think not enough silver there. Let me zoom back out so you can see the entire task. Because I'm moving the part around a bunch, I'll be able to see it. But I will zoom back in to show the detail in a minute. Okay, let's use a little bit more for cleanup. Do we have here some more? I think my microphone died. I don't know how long ago it died. Oh, that's annoying. DJI, you disappoint me. I had no idea. It's supposed to work for like 11 hours. Well, my apologies. Technical issues. I don't know how long ago it died. I don't know how long I was talking to myself for. Nevertheless, here we go. The bazooka is now done. I did a couple extra decals to it. Well, 3D stickers. Some silver lining for extra detail. I will add the decals later. I think it looks pretty decent. Then looking at the shield, I've added these silver details on the inner frame that comes through. I think that also looks pretty cool because it catches the light with that metal detail. On the inside, we added some 3D stickers as well. And we assembled the entire beam rifle, which looks really, really nice. I don't know how many decals you add to it, probably not at all, if maybe a couple. But the beam rifle looks really dope as well. So we're done with that now too. So yeah, I think I forgot to silver line the other part on the beam rifle. Just final touch. There we go. And we are done. Beam rifle is complete. Bazooka is complete. Shield is complete. Fin funnels are complete. Now I just need to get the armor done. And the decals. And the kit is done. Hopefully review sometime during the week, next week. See, I'll aim for that for sure. Latest next weekend, probably. If it gets to that. Definitely gonna do a big stint tomorrow on the decals. Yeah, well, once again, apologies for the mishap with the microphone. I had no idea it died. But I really do appreciate you guys sticking out, coming over, joining the live stream. Have a great rest of the weekend, and I'll catch you all next time.